Hello guys, welcome to the channel. It's TPMG, and on this channel we're gonna go through um, Python programming, and this video is just an introduction to the course. I've been thinking to do this for a while now, and I just thought, yeah, I've got some free time on my hands, and so why not help other people to learn Python? And it came down to this, so I hope you guys will enjoy the video, and I hope this video will inspire you to start Python with me. So I started learning Python a year ago. So it's been a year since I started learning Python programming, and I must say it's been a fun ride. I've been building apps that a year ago I didn't even imagine I could building websites and stuff like that. And if there's one thing that I realized about Python is that it's a very simple language to learn. So, okay, yeah. So in this first slide, it says reading and writing is all you need to learn Python. I think this statement here just goes on to show you that Python is a very easy language to learn, and all you need to learn it is to know how to read and write in English language, that is. So yeah, let's go through it. So here I listed some of the reasons why it should interest you to learn Python. And let's just go through one by one. So it says Python is a totally free language to download and use. Its commands are mostly in simple English. It is standard libraries that offer a lot of functionalities which let you implement complex applications with these. Then Python was designed with newbies in mind. I like this one. And Python can be your starting point into programming domain. And the last one is Python is one of the most widely used high-level programming languages. So yeah, these are very powerful reasons. And you can see the first one here is that you can easily get Python for free online on their website, python.org. I have a video. I'll link the video in my description on how to download and install in this series of Python programming. So you can just download the Python software on python.org. It's a free software. They release new versions every year, and new versions comes with new modules, Python modules that comes with it. So yeah, um, so as I was saying, you only need to know English, simple English. You don't need to be an expert in English, just to understand English language. That's all you need, and your common sense. So the standard libraries are one of the important functionalities in Python that allow you to implement complex applications. So Python was, I think, designed for new people in programming. So if you're just coming into programming and you don't want to get discouraged that easily, just grab a Python book. I also leave a link in my description on some of the several books that you can grab and just go with while learning Python. And trust me, to be a joyride learning Python here on this platform. So once you become reasonably proficient, it's so yeah, this point says yes, it's easy to learn. You can grasp the core of the language in about just few days. I it only took me about a month to easily code simple programs. So that just goes on to show you how easy the language is. And it's not that I'm smart or anything. I'm just an average human being. I wouldn't say that I'm a smart guy, but I would say that Python is an easy language to learn. So if you're a student in college or you're just coming out of college, I, I would recommend you to learn Python programming first before learning any other languages, especially if you were doing something unrelated to programming. If you're in the science department, business department, law, whatever, wherever you are, I would just recommend you to learn Python because it will help you um, in performing some of the simple tasks that are quite tedious in doing, like using our typical software in Excel, spreadsheets, especially for scientists. I studied biotechnology at university level, so I started learning Python just after I graduated, and I realized that some of the stuff that I was struggling with in my uni years could be easily done with just a few lines of code to simplify the process. As a scientist, um, you'll be doing things like DNA analysis for microbiologists or molecular biologists, um, environmental scientists, you have soil samples, um, um, microbiologists, molecular biologists, you have your proteins, genetics. Now, if you're handling huge data sets, it would be impossible to use software tools such as Microsoft Excel or Google Spreadsheets. I mean, if you're handling millions um, of data, I mean, you can't organize millions of data in rows and columns. It would be a tedious and difficult task. So Python will help you get over the hurdle because it provides you with some of the modules which are very beneficial. Okay. Okay, so this is the point that I was saying earlier on. Mm, So as your data set becomes larger, it becomes difficult to handle your data. And you can just create a simple program with Python to help handle your data in that way. For all those things above, there is Python. Okay. So if you're a scientist and you have to slog your way through large piles of data, don't bother getting a spreadsheet program. Instead, pick up a programming language. Yes, this is true. So scientists nowadays, I think it's now mandatory to know how to program. At least know two programming languages. I personally would recommend Java and Python as some of the two easiest languages to learn as a scientist. So another advantage of Python is this Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi is it's a credit card-sized chip, a microcomputer that is being used for a number of projects worldwide. So some people are using it to make robots, to remote controls, and others are even using it to make video games and such. So with Python, you can get to play with Raspberry Pi to make cool stuff. So I'll be also introducing another course where we'll be learning Python with kids because I believe um, if I had an opportunity to learn Python language when I was still a teen. I would do that. So yeah. Okay, so if you get into Python, I promise you, you enjoy using things like Raspberry Pi. As you can see this point here, kids are also using it to build robots. So in this course where we're learning Python with kids, I think this will be a fun topic to go about. So artificial intelligence is another discipline where Python is showing a lot of promise. So presently Python is currently driving scientific programming, but this wasn't doing so earlier. For many years, academic scholars and researchers were using the MATLAB language for scientific research. With the release of Python, numerical computation engines such as NumPy, SciPy, complex calculations could be done by a single import statement followed by a function call. So yeah, as I was saying, in Python, you can just create a simple function to handle a complex task, whatever it may be. So in a few lines, you can create a function, and by just calling that function, you can call it repeatedly in a loop to handle large datasets or complex datasets, as it may. And these modules here can help in scientific calculations, complex calculations, yeah. And they're so easy to use. I think you get to appreciate it when we get to those topics. And these points here, gradually Python started to take over as the preferred language for computer science research, given the flexibility of the language, its speed, and the machine learning functionality. Python is expected to dominate the machine learning landscape for some time to come. So anybody who is even remotely connected with scientific research should learn Python because it is going to be absolutely essential part of his and their work. So yeah, this point is very true, and it calls for serious consideration, especially if you're in the scientific community. If you're a young scientist, a young researcher, or you're a college student, I think Python programming is one of the essential tools you can equip yourself with for later in the future. So big corporates prefer Python programmers. As you can see here, Python is one of Google's favorite languages. They're always hiring experts in it, and they've created many of their popular products with it. Many big names such as Yahoo, IBM, Nokia, Google, Disney, NASA, Mozilla, as Firefox the browser, are much more heavily reliant on Python. So since these companies use Python, they're always in search of talented professionals to work for them. So if you can master Python programming and you get into serious developing, this might be the way you may go, because there's a lot of companies that are even smaller companies also hiring Python programmers. So there's a lot of opportunity if you know how to. And you can also do your own thing as an independent developer. You know, approaching companies that needs um, design on a particular design of a website or stuff like that. Now that needs you to design an application for a particular task. So you can do that as an independent developer as well. So they say it's a multifunctional Swiss knife. Python is being referred as a multifunctional Swiss knife. So I think I can get where this is coming from because um, Python programming comes with a lot of functionality. The language itself, due to its simplicity and it's so versatile in that you can apply it in many scenarios. You can apply it in mathematics situations, in art, artificial intelligence, um, construction, a number of, you name it. So let's just go through these points. So it can be said that Python is a complete solution for developers, and its importance and utility will grow even more in coming times. Web development becomes a breeze with Python. That's why it is a must for every aspiring developer to learn how to program in Python. Now, this is so true because um, when using Python language, it becomes super easy to design a website or to develop a company website platform and stuff like that. You get to appreciate that as we get to that um, topic, as we will go through the practicalities of how to go about it. So Python also provides a built-in testing framework which covers points such as inclusion of debugging time and fastest workflows. It's easy to learn and will provide you with building blocks as you need to diversify and learn other languages. Now, this is an important point as well. Using devices and gadgets incorporating Raspberry Pi will make you realize how Python programming can be fun. We mentioned Raspberry Pi before. Um, and lastly, Python is the language of choice for all aspiring startups. So if you're thinking of starting your own business, um, it will be beneficial for you if you could learn Python. So I think that'll be it for this video. So we're just going through the nitty-gritties, covering the surface of platform on some of the major reasons why you should learn the language. And in the next video, we'll start to introduce the topic by going through some of the basics of Python. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment below and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. See you in the next one.